channel. For those who don't know, my name is Sky. I typically write paranormal romance under the name SD Haggis, and I've got three lovely ladies with me today who are going to introduce themselves before we talk about some bi-monthly goals. Alrighty, and you guys get to fight over who goes first. And go!
I almost always go first, so how about we do reverse alphabetical order this time? So that would be Dal first.
Yep.
Why not Sky first?
Because I already introduced myself when I said hi.
Oh my goodness, I'll go first. Hi, my name is Kara Brown. I'm an urban fantasy author and a writer for Otherworld Inc. and Three Fates Press. I wrote this book right here. I just want to show it to you. You can't have this one. It's mine. It also says not for sale on it. However, it is available on Kindle and Amazon should you wish to purchase your own copy. I am here today to discuss goals. Not monthly goals, but bi-monthly goals. Oh, okay. All right, that's me.
Okay.
So, hello everybody. I'm Dulce Silverno, the partially blind alien from a distant galaxy who's an own voices author, and I got one short story published, so little something. But yeah, that's me. You know me, I think.
Hi, I am Amy Nobody. I am an SEO consultant, and I started joining all of these writing streams and stuff because I'm working on my first fiction book. I don't have any previously published works or any social media or a website. Cue the Cthulhu. I know.
No.
I will one day. Oh my god.
Oh, here come the dogs.
Even the dogs.
Whoops.
The dogs are like, Amy.
The day is coming. I know. I will have to give in and embrace the professionalism of actually representing my business, but today is not that day.
Not today, no.
No, because today we're going to talk about bi-monthly goals. We have two people in the chat already. We have, if it will work with me, we have Naked Firefly and Michael. Hello. So we're going to talk about what we accomplished for, let's see.
July,
I keep
August.
mixing up months. Those 2 months, yes, July and August. I keep trying to say September, October, even though I know that's not
You're trying to move
what I want to say.
forward. I understand.
I am. I'm moving forward already. So we're going to talk about what we did for July and August, and then we'll talk about what we plan to do for September and October. So we have already decided off air that we're going to let Amy go first because she is already having internet problems. So if you want to start, let us go.
You have these problems because you don't have any social media.
Coincidence? I think not. No. I've been trying to keep my bi-monthly goals lists pretty simple. I have a couple of things that are kind of like a running goal. For example, I have reading on my list, which I did do, but I did not do as well as I would have liked. I'm thinking I'm going to have to set myself down, and I know Sky tends to do a reading goal where she has like 12 nonfiction books throughout the year, and she tries to do in 1 month. I think I'm going to have to adopt something like that where I actually have a goal to meet, including my reading, because I read for leisure, and I need to incorporate it back into, reading for learning.
Mm-hmm.
And so reading was one of my previous goals. I did okay. I also had Avatar because I wanted to play around with the social media that I do have, at least go through and update everything. I did not partake in this particular goal, not even a little bit.
What?
So,
You.
I know. I'm sure it's just shocking.
I'm flabbergasted. What are people gonna say, Amy? The neighbors. Think about this.
Oh man. I did, however, do a lot of social media for my clients. One of my clients does social media exclusively. She doesn't even have a website, if that counts. So, no, it
I'll let it
doesn't.
half count. It will half count because you're doing it for someone else and not for you.
Okay. All right, I got half a point for that one. I had finishing gardening on there, and this is one of those hobbies that I let be a goal because it makes me feel good about it. Because I love gardening, but the to-do list, it never stops. Like just oh my gosh, gardening is a 365 hobby because if I don't take care of the plants, they die, and then I feel really bad. So I know I finished the gardening that I had on the list, and then there was more, and I did more. And now, thanks to the hurricane that just passed us by, my entire, as far as the eye can see, is covered in pine straw.
Oh,
So
no.
I get to go through. Oh no, Sky!
That's
Was
so
that your-
sad.
Was that your cacti that you bought?
My cactus is still alive, but the two succulents are dead.
Oh, bummer.
I overwatered
sucks.
them. It's my fault.
I've got this one plant that's like damn near impossible to kill, so I'll have to give you a snip off of it. I'm not exaggerating when I say it's damn near impossible to kill.
Is it
Like,
eggplant? Is it eggplant? Because eggplant comes back even when you rip the roots out.
actually, I have no idea what this plant is. My mom got it from a friend like 20 something years ago, and I can't even identify it because it has heart-shaped leaves, like it's from the philodendron or the alocasia family maybe, but it doesn't have bulbs. And so it can't be an alocasia because there's no bulbs. So in all these years, I've never been able to even actually identify this plant. But it's got these big green heart-shaped leaves, and you can't kill this thing. Like, it is damn near indestructible. I left it outside like a year or two ago. Sky will know what I'm talking about. We had like 2 straight weeks of in the teen temperatures, and that almost never happens in North Carolina. Yeah, I left this plant outside during that time period, uncovered, and it survived. Like, it made it through. This plant, you can't kill this thing, right? So,
It came for you.
Wow.
so there's a sample coming your way, Sky.
Maybe I'll
Anyways.
keep it alive.
Off the tangent, gardening was one of my to-do lists, and it continues. That's one of the ones that I keep putting on the list because if I'm being completely honest, it's that joke where like you're I have to make a to-do list, and the first thing that you put on the list is make a to-do list, so you just scratch that off right off the bat. Gardening is one of those things for me. Like, I enjoy doing it so much, and I use it to procrastinate some other things. So I put it on the goal list. That way I can count that as like big check. Did that. Because I'm going to do it one way or another. Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
I get to mark it off the list. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see. I've finished fine-tuning my current clients' sites. I did that. Now I'm moving on to the next phase of my SEO ventures. The DBA and the LLC stuff, I kind of gapped. I mean, I didn't completely forget about it, but I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what I need to do. I just haven't done it yet. So that one, I'm not going to give myself credit for, but it's pending, if you know what I mean. I've addressed it, just haven't completed it. And the only other big thing that I had was to work on, hopefully complete, but I did not, my second draft of my 777 is what I'm tentatively calling my book because it has a lot to do with luck. And that was pretty much my basics. I tried to keep this list short and simple with just a couple of primaries because I'm trying to distinguish between goals and to-do lists and get like much better at that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, your goal is something that you're going to have multiple to-do lists in order to accomplish it. And so my overall list was pretty short because I'm trying really hard not to make it into a to-do list. But
I'm about to say, this sounds like a video I did.
who does it now?
Yeah.
I wonder
Sky
if
will
got this
provide the
idea
link
from.
below. So, yeah, that's my past goals. And so SEO fine tuning, check, got that. Second rough draft, I worked on every opportunity that I got, though I did not finish. Finished gardening, big happy check for that one. DBA LLC, not a check. Reading, I'll give myself a small check, and Avatar, I get half a check. So that's my list. Progress.
Got stuff done. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So who wants to go next? We're going to go in alphabetical order. So Carol, you're next. Sorry.
Oh, that was easy. I was just waiting for you to call on me. It's like, I'm next. Why are you even pretending? So my July, August goals were pretty sparse because I had a book coming out and I was like, that book is my life now. And I had college. So, but I did finish the draft of 10 of Brownies, which is the novella between book 1 and 2. I did finish that and I'm picking it up to polish it before I turn it in this month. So I got that done. I did launch my book.
Check.
I sold
Big
some
check on that one. Big check.
I sold books. Actually, the sales for the books actually aren't bad considering that nobody knows who I am technically. So I was pretty thankful for that. I'm still passing college classes. That was definitely on the to-do list. My last week is actually next week. So if I suddenly disappear off the map, it's because I'm doing a bunch of final projects. Let's see. So I wrote that I was going to write 2,000 words a day on a certain project. And I definitely wrote 2,000 words a day. I just didn't write them on the project. So I'm going to give myself half a check mark for that. I just got really engrossed with doing something else. I did not find an artist for the manga adaptation for my book because I technically did because I found them. And they're really good, and we started to do sample stuff, and then they found it was a long-term project, and then they exited from the project, and I was just like, so I don't know if I should check myself off on that or not. Like, I found them, and then they left.
I'd call it half a check.
I feel like it's a complete check. You did what you said you were going to do. The follow-up of events was not accounted for in the initial list.
Okay, so I'll check that off. And then I found another one, so double check. Yeah.
There you go.
And then I found an artist for the tarot project as well. I forgot to check that off. So I did that. So that's 5.5 check marks. That's 6.
Nice.
Woo!
Yes.
All right, Dal is back. She popped off for a little bit, but if you want to go next, go ahead.
Yeah, my phone is a bitch. Sorry. By the way, everybody, I am on mobile. I do everything from my phone. So if shit goes wrong, it's because my phone's a bitch. Yeah. I have time management issues because it takes me forever to do everything that you do in like 5 minutes because blindness. So I accept this, and therefore I don't have like a massive to-do list, and I just try to do what I can with what I have. If I can, everyone can. I guess that's my motto, I suppose. For July and August, because summer is really hard on me, and oh my God, I'm sorry for the car noises. I live at street level. Summer is really hard on me. I suffer from seasonal depression, but instead of winter, I have it, which I know is weird, but I had my goal of, just because I'm new to AuthorTube, not many people know, like a blind person doing videos. Yes, I am. I make videos on YouTube, so I'm pretty new to the AuthorTube community. And my goal was to like keep a schedule. Like every freaking Tuesday, you have to have a video. And in August, I expanded it. At the end of August, I expanded it to every Saturday because I realized that actually I had more bandwidth to do it, because I wanted to start small and see if I could do that. And then if I could do twice a week, then okay, then I will do twice a week, but don't overwhelm yourself from the go. Mm-hmm. So then I started because I also know that if you want to actually find readers, you have to be a reader. So I was like, okay, I like reading, and I want to also keep my reading habits accountable. So I thought of making booktube content, and I was like, okay, Tuesdays for AuthorTube and Saturdays for like booktube/writing updates, just to keep myself accountable, because that's my biggest goal with AuthorTube, is to find people to connect with, because I'm pretty awkward on the rest of my social media. Like Twitter goes too fast, and I miss so many. Again, I'm blind. So many things are going on Twitter. I miss it, and I'm like, maybe I appear as rude because I don't interact as much on Twitter as I used to, because it's like I'm overwhelmed by all the content that's going on. So yeah, it's too much for me. So I was like, okay, maybe YouTube is a little bit easier because I am interacting within a video space with other people. Maybe it's like it's more bite size, I guess. And like, yeah, so I was like, okay, YouTube maybe is more accessible because there's actually sound going on and I can do things. So here I am. And so Saturdays is like the new set to my schedule, which is like booktube one Saturday, and then the next Saturday is like writing, reading update, and so on. And then every Tuesdays. So that was the main goal when it comes to like my AuthorTube shit, and I think I did it despite all my real life off the pen name things going on, because I had some pet sitting to do, and by the end of August it became like monstrous. Like I didn't even know if I was gonna make it with my author shit, and I did, which is surprising because taking into account that it's freaking summer. So by the end of summer I have been really overwhelmed, but despite that, I think I accomplished my authorship things. Now, Camp NaNoWriMo, I tried it because the enthusiasm from the community was super contagious, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. It's gonna be my first Camp Nano. It's gonna be no, you epically failed. That was the epic fail of my summer. I tried Camp NaNoWriMo. I was in a cabin. My cabin was awesome. I was the shit of my cabin. I apologize. I ghosted in the middle of the month. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't. I tried. I advanced on my second book, but I progressed. At least I got out of the horrible chapter 23 that everybody was hearing from me on Twitter. Like, what's up with that chapter 23? What is it? Is it really the apocalypse? What is it? What is it that you're going to continue writing? Finally, I got out of it. So at least check, I guess. But prioritizing things in order, I have to find beta readers for book one. And I did found one beta reader, which I appreciated. Thank you. One is one. So that's a thing. But I will leave this beta reading talk for what the bi-monthly goal thing that we're going to talk later. So yeah, I'm surprised I survived summer. I'm really surprised. I didn't make it with like the writing as much as I wanted to, and my reading was kind of like, again, I overwhelmed myself with too many books, but I finished a few, so half check, I guess.
Okay.
So no to-do list, but for the things I wanted to do, I did most of it.
There you go. And sometimes that's all you have to do. I know for me personally, I try to do 75% of my list, and I did not do that this time. So, like 90 posts.
I definitely didn't feel bad about not writing on the project I was supposed to. I was like, I've done everything else. This is for me.
Because like, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to read eight books. 2 of them had to be nonfiction, while 6 of them had to be fiction. I did accomplish that because I read 10 fiction and 3 nonfiction. Camp NaNoWriMo was a success. I did complete that. I wanted to finish some stuff with the Damned and Dangerous series, and that was a big fat nope. That I didn't accomplish any of those. Newsletter, I got it set up. I just have to start sending it out, which I have not done yet, but that was a check because I didn't count that as part of that goal. I was just trying to get everything set up. Website, I wanted to finish getting it ready to go and get it up and running. I did not do that. One of the things that I put down that I did not accomplish, I didn't accomplish because I put it for the wrong months. I contacted a cover artist that was supposed to start the job in September. And for some reason, I put it on my goals list for August. And yeah, that didn't go accomplished because I'm stupid. I just put it down for the wrong date. I wanted to finish my story Bible stuff, and I did not do that. Didn't even look at it. Repairing some chicken coops. We got 1 done out of the 7 that were supposed to be done. And then as far as YouTube goes, I was going to try to edit more videos that I have filmed and get them posted, and I did not do any of that either. So 4 out of 9 were accomplished, and that's a whopping 44%.
But you were moving in the middle of all of that, right?
No, I had finished moving by then.
But you're still settling in. You don't just move.
Yeah,
you gotta get settled, and you gotta get acclimated, and you gotta get used to living with other people. You gotta share things. Like, that's hard.
That's
It is
really
hard. So, I mean, I can't complain too much. I got a lot accomplished. It just wasn't the stuff that I wanted to get accomplished.
Mm.
Such is life.
We know those problems.
So. All right. Well, I forgot to say hi to Eva earlier. I mentioned it in the comments, but hi, Eva. Thank you for joining us. If you're in the comment section, if you do bi-monthly goals, let us know what you accomplished or what you plan to accomplish, because now we're going to start talking about our goals for September, October, and what we would like to get done. We're going to go in the same order as last time. So, Amy, if you want to go first.
Okay.
Tell us what you're going to accomplish.
Basically, once again, because I'm having one of those years, the next 2 months are going to be me continuing the things that are on last month's list, with a couple exceptions. I'm still working on my second draft of 777, and I was thinking about what I would like to accomplish, what I would like to do, and in prep for NaNoWriMo, because I'm not going to lie, having this community of other people holds me accountable in a way that I'm actually excited to meet my goals more so than just the check on the list. So I'm trying to base my get it done around my NaNoWriMo activity. And I'm about ready to start sharing this thing. I want to know what other people think. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to finish the rough draft in September and October. And then for the month of November, I'm going to go back and re-fancy up my first chapter, which I know I've said this several times on this channel. My book has 7 chapters because it takes place over 7 days. So roughly a 1/7 of my book. And I think I could make that in a month. So that futuristic next bi-monthly goal is shaping this bi-monthly goal to finish my 777 rough draft before then. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be done. So that's my first one and my biggest one.
So where are you starting from? How many chapters do you have left to finish that this next 2 months?
I'm almost done with, almost, I guess about halfway done with chapter 4 out of 7. And
okay.
4 is really long, 5 and 6 are medium, and 7 is really long. So
okay.
About half, I guess. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm pretty sure at the end of October, I'm going to be well, I did it again. Let's try for Nano.
Then we'll have an intervention. We'll have an intervention. It's we have to make goals that are accomplished.
I know, right?
I relate.
So that's my big one.
That's a yearly goal for you. That's what that is.
It kind of is. At some point this year, I need to finish it. I'm very lucky that I'm not relying on my writing for any type of income. So I really get the leisure of, I get to it when I get to it, because I have the things that pay my bills that I have to work on. So right now, I'm really been cutting myself a lot of slack with this, as I'm sure you've all noticed by the fact that I keep not getting anywhere near these writing deadlines. So I'm hoping to get a little bit better.
I think I'm the only one that follows writing deadlines. Out of the 4 people here, I'm the only one.
I try to so hard.
You just like to set them so you can break them, Sky. That's what you do. You're I just gave myself this. Okay, it's gone. Bye. There it goes.
That's that whooshing sound she always talks about. That whooshing sound as they go by. My other major goal is I've got all of my current clients caught up, so I'm ready to start looking around, maybe taking on some new clients. Make a couple of contacts, see what shakes loose, what doesn't. So that's going to be my next major thing. I'm not really sure how to word that because I'm not like
find new clientele.
Yeah, new clients, I guess. Yeah. And so that's going to be a big thing too, like because my current clients still require maintenance, and then you take in new people, and I love doing it. I'm not complaining, but I've only gone through this phase where I have to learn how to manage my existing workload with the new workload once before. So I'm trying it again, see if I can do it more efficiently. There's a whole thing. We'll see whether or not I make it out alive.
You'll be fine.
My third one is going to be my social media and stuff like that. I have to at least start familiarizing myself with it, even if I don't go ahead and set up my whole online persona. So I'm putting that on my list again.
Are you going to have a website?
Between me and you and the infinite universe, I don't need one. I understand. Wait, let me finish. I understand that I need someplace where potential clients can go and see me represented somehow. I understand that, but I'm not offering anything on that website except for services. And knowing what I know about SEO, that's actually going to end up hurting my site because I'm not going to have regular updates because I don't intend to do things like how-tos or help guides or anything like that. That ultimately not posting on a regular basis is detrimental to your site. I know that. So as an SEO, I'm like, I know I'm not going to do a good job. Don't make me do it. So right now, now I'm looking at some of the other stuff. So I'm getting there, Carol. You can stop giving me the side eye. I'm working my way there. Okay.
You could try Instagram. Yeah.
I thought about that. There's a few things like a LinkedIn profile that I understand is very basic, and it is not a website, and that I am just stupid for not having that base checked off. I get it. I just I don't want to do it. So yeah. Anyways, that's on the list, and I intend to take it much more seriously this time because it's just time for me to take it seriously. And the other ones are just going to be like gardening because I love having that on the list because it makes me feel good. And reading. And that's pretty much the only things I'm going to try to hold myself accountable for the next 2 months because I know that the whole taking on new clients thing is going to take up like 90% of my time because as an SEO, and this is one of my trade secrets, which is not really a trade secret, but it's one of those things where it's better off if I'm one step ahead of my client. And so from the day that I make contact, I do 40% of the work before I've even had a conversation with this person. So the idea of taking on new clients is a big concentration of my time because I familiarize myself with what I think they are before they get a chance to tell me what they think they are. And then as a professional, I know what to compare. So it takes a lot of time. Between that and really trying to hold myself accountable to the writing goal, I'm pretty sure the only other thing I'm going to have time for is gardening. So it's going to be a short list. 777, my new clients, get some semblance of an act together on my social media, continue to enjoy my gardening and yard work, and reading much more frequently than I do. And considering it's also fall, I also have an element of house cleaning that I need to do, which I don't like to put on the list because I have that on my daily duties list. Mm-hmm. But realistically, I live out in the woods. So there's even stuff like just going around in the yard once or twice a year. We go around in the yard. And I don't just live in the woods. I live in the woods. I am surrounded by 60-foot trees in every direction. Sky can confirm she's been here. I live in the forest. So at a certain point in the year, we just have to go around and knock down the shit that's probably going to end up falling on our house. So there's stuff like that I don't bother to put on the list because I'll get to it when I get to it. But it's fall, so there is an extra element of more housework that I will be doing. But I refuse
You
to admit
you're
that
living
my
in like
housework is
my
not
dream
important.
location.
It's pretty fantastic. Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Like
Yeah,
my
a little bit
dream.
of hashtag humble brag.
Oh come on, it's great. I mean, I think is to. I know it's stupid because that. Oh, I'm like, yeah, I know, but my dream is like to live in a tiny. I'd say, but why can't you do that? Because public transport. Because I need public
Yeah, that can
transport.
be a bit of a pain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I can't. That's why I can't. Otherwise, if it wasn't like, well, maybe if I would live in a forest close to a train station somehow, that would fix it. But otherwise, I can't, and I have to accept it and frustrated over my broken dream of a tiny house in the woods. But yeah, you're living in my dreamland. It's awesome.
Thank you. And I hope your dream works out for you too, because I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fantastic. I love it. I highly recommend it. So hopefully you were able to work it out too.
At some point, something's gotta come out. I have to find my working way around it.
So that's me. I'm not gonna put housework on the list, so I just got those 5 things. Rough draft, new clients, social media, gardening and reading, which I am going to at some point make basically to-do lists to hold myself accountable for the gardening and reading, but that's a very tentative thing. You know, I never know when Google's going to do a new update. It's going to take me 3 days of reading to figure out what the fuck they did.
Yeah.
So those are tentative, but they are on the goal list. And that's pretty much the gist of what I got. Taking it easy on myself. I'm leaving the shaming of my forthcomings for my friends. My new friends. And Cthulhu.
That's what we're here for.
That's why we're here. Yep.
So yeah, that's
Carol,
me.
your turn.
My turn. I don't know what sleep is apparently because I was just looking over my goals and I was like, damn. Okay, so my first goal is actually to have my Q4 goals set down so that way I can like kind of figure out everywhere I'm going. I need to actually finish the 10 of brownies and send it to the publisher by the end of this month because next month I have to work on the romance and have that sent to them by the end of October. So I'm doing the romance as part of. No, I'm just doing it in October. I was like, what's my nano prep? Like, whoa. Sorry. So I will be doing nano this year. I've never actually done. I've always done camp nano because you can change the goals. You can't do that in nano. So I'm first time. I'm going to pass my classes. I still have an A in both classes, so the only way I'm going to fail next week is if I just don't turn in my final assignment. So,
I'm pretty sure hell will freeze over before you don't submit an assignment. So.
I know. Yeah. That doesn't happen. That never happens. Yeah, I have a friend of mine, and she's a Korean who was adopted. So she has some very vulgar jokes I won't repeat because they're coming out of my mouth. But every time like I send her my grades as a joke, she's just kind of like 99%. That's a shame to the family. Go back with you. And I'm like, no. So,
Ow.
she's very funny. Let's see. One of my goals is to go off grid for 3 days. I am actually renting a cabin out in the middle of the woods. There's no internet, no nothing. So I'm going out there. It's going to be me, the dogs, and a Plinko rifle and some squirrels. So it'll be a good time. Let's see.
Whoa. Are you hinting at your... Wait, are you hunting down Ratatoskr? Seriously?
No, you can't
Okay.
get him. He's not going to let you. No, I'm just keeping them out of the house. So you just fire that thing once and they leave.
Okay.
So I'm also going to read another book because I do drunken book reviews on YouTube now, and it's a great excuse to drink. So I have to read this book. That was that. I am trying to learn Korean right now because the artist I have for my tarot project doesn't speak English. So he's trying to learn English. I'm trying to learn Korean. Maybe by the time the project's done, we'll actually be able to have conversations with each other. I don't know. But we're going to try.
I've been working on Korean for like a little over a year now. Not seriously, but I've complained about this before. There's an element of the learning the language where they move their mouths differently than we do to make their sounds. There's tongues in the back of your throat, and I really, really struggle with using those other muscle groups. So I look forward to seeing how well you progress. I'm sure you're going to progress much farther than I do.
Well, I'm trying to read it right now, and like the symbols for the letters, like I'm just trying to get through the alphabet, and there's two that sound the same and look identical. There's just like a one line difference. So every time I see "wah," I'm like, oh, which one is it?
Yeah, that stuff's difficult.
Yeah. Somebody's mentioned that Sky may be canceling her thing tonight because of it. So I don't know if we have to confirm that or not. So I just saw that.
Sarah, yeah, I think she said that it may or may not happen. If it does, it might happen earlier or later. I can't remember. And I just remember that when Wendy said that. So, by the way, hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. And then the last two goals, and these are just for September. I haven't even gotten into October.
God damn it.
Remember when you said you must take sleep? I think it's true.
I don't do sleep. It's an option. So I also want to sell 10 books. And then I want to increase my reach, so I'm not diving into that. And then next month, y'all. Let's see, prep for Camp NaNoWriMo. I have my fitness goal being able to run 3 miles because I can only run 1.5 again right now. Sell 10 books, increase reach, keep learning Korean, and finish the romance so that way I can turn it into the publisher. So yeah, those are my goals.
Woo!
For the next 2 months.
I think you hate sleep. All right, real quick, I wanted to look. Michael told us what his goals for July and August were. He set a goal of writing 22,700 and editing 77,000. Made those, and in August was writing 28,000 and editing 60,250 and surpassed those. Edited quite a bit. So congrats, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's great.
There's been lots of other conversations about the Korean, the passing assignments. My computer is being very slow, so I'm not able to put up a lot of comments. And every time I click it, it takes several seconds for it to
I didn't take it well.
So, let's
Oh,
see.
man.
Mom's only requirement was to get at least a C. Always got A or B. That's awesome. Naked Firefly learned to read Korean last year. Took a break. Now picking it back up. Plus some German.
Ooh.
I technically should have learned German with all the Poetic Edda I keep reading, but I was just like, no, I have to talk to my artist.
So let's see. I tried to learn French. Couldn't speak it at all. I actually understand French better than I can speak French. So
I can read French.
That's a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can read it too.
I have learned multiple languages living overseas for a long time. I do know that when I'm trying to learn it oh my goodness, did I freeze? Who froze?
I hear you just fine, so I think it might be Sky.
Oh no. Okay, she's moving. Okay. I was like, ah!
I was able to hear you guys, but I wasn't able to say anything.
Yeah, I'm super sensitive to when people start freezing now. So
Sorry.
So when I was in Japan, I would actually practice with my coworkers for 20 minutes to an hour every day, and that helped me, basically pick it up a lot faster. You also have to learn actual conversational of the language, because a lot of times when you get the textbook stuff, they're doing the proper T things, but if you go and start talking to the people with like the slang and the dialect, it's just a whole different language. Yeah, it really is. So like when I first learned Japanese, I learned it from a book. And so I literally, and what's really funny, and I keep hearing this every time I do learn another language, except for sign language, is that when I learn a new language and I'm trying to talk to people, they have a hard time understanding me because my British accent is very strong. So that makes me laugh every time. It's like, it's just so British. And I'm like, does it make me sound smart?
That sucks, Wendy's. Grounded me and my brothers if we got below a B in high school. Now brags that all of his kids run the AB honor roll. I have so many thoughts about that. That's not even funny. Oh, goodness.
I'm sorry, Wendy. That's hard.
English is my first language, and I can barely speak it half the time.
That's what we all say.
So,
All
I'm just
native
saying.
people are like, we barely understand our own language.
I was just having that conversation the other day. I looked at some writing by somebody who I was like, English isn't their first language. Like, there's just no way. And then I kept reading and I kept looking and I asked some questions, and sure enough, English was their first language. And it was so hard for me to bite my tongue, because I was like, you do understand that you're supposed to put "an" in front of a vowel sound, right? Like, it's not just if the word starts with a vowel. There are some words that start with like E's, and like I just started, like, my brain started glitching, because I was like, you speak this language and this is the writing that you came to me with? Please don't do this to me. I'm gonna have to be an asshole. I don't know how else to process it. You're gonna have to ask somebody else.
God, like,
Yeah, you need a
English
proofreader
is
for this.
not. English is not my first language, and even I know that. I'm confused now.
Yeah.
Very.
The A for the "and," it catches people, and I don't understand why, because our language is so complicated that it's one of those things that native speakers can speak it so much better than they can write it, because they'll say these things correctly without questioning it. But then when you have to change the mode in your brain to actually writing out these complete sentences, and everybody tries to make sure that they're as clear in their writing as they can be, because you don't get inflection in your writing that you can with your voice. So I understand that it's complicated, but I can only understand it so much. And then past a certain point, I'm like, I'm not a proofreader. There's a reason I did not choose this career. You're going to have to ask somebody else, because I'm going to make you feel bad, and then I'm going to feel bad, and I'm going to blame you for it. So I'm sorry, but I am not the proofreader for you. So, yeah.
A perfect example of that is
Wow.
the word. A perfect example of that is the word hour, which always trips me up. And hour, I mean like time, HOUR.
Versus
Uh-huh.
And it's not a hour, it's an hour, an hour.
It's the sound, not the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what she's talking about.
Yeah. That's fun.
I always had
Go
inflection
ahead.
issues when because my mom is British, and of course when I left Britain I had a much stronger British accent, and then that got hammered out of me in the military, because Americans are very strange with people with British accents. But there's occasions when, like, I'll be talking to somebody and they'll be like, well, my aunt's coming over, and I'm like, your aunt or your aunt? And it's like, do you have to be like that? It's like, I just want to know if it's a bug or your relative. Can you clarify for me? Or then
Yeah. I'm one of those people doing this, because I come up with those as well.
yeah, but
man.
the one time that it really got me and I got really upset was when I was a teacher. I went. It's okay. But I was taking like this phonics class, because when you're a teacher you have to do professional development in order to renew your certification for teaching. And so I was like, I really need like 3 hours worth, 3 hours that I can get. And they were like, here's this phonics training class. And I'm like, bingo, right there. That's my training class. Because they didn't say it had to be in math, right? So I went and I took the class, and we were doing the vowel sounds. And of course they showed it to us, and I was like, ah. And they're like, no, it's eh. It's like, no, that's a fucking A. It's ah, right? And so the joke in the class became, it's like, well, you know, Faye over there is an English learner. And I was like, I will jump over this desk, you little heathen.
Blasphemer.
Yeah, and then they kept saying herb like herb. And I was like, there's an H in front of the 3 other letters. You have to sound it out.
Yeah, I skipped that letter too. I say herb.
Yeah, so
Oh, Carol hates me already. She hates me so
No.
much.
I got over it at one point, but they were just kind of like, yep, and now we can say herb and like herb.
I do it depending on the situation. That reminds me, just the other day, I was just scrolling through listening to music with someone, and I found this group, and the name of the group is, okay, how do I do this? You know how there's the word the, and you can say the or you can say the, right? And like The name of the group is the. The name is THE space THE.
Okay.
And I realized that in my head I say the. Even though it's the same word right next to each other, I say the. And I was just like, how did my brain even do that? You know, like that's just weird, but that's exactly what we're talking about. Like there's little pronunciation differences and my brain totally glitched that word right next to each other. I have been calling the group the, and it's cracking me up.
There's the now.
Yeah, the one that I really like the most that I learned is actually sign language, because depending on who you're talking to, it's a very like minimalist language. And you know who complicates it the most?
Who?
Hearing people who can hear complicate sign language.
Oh yeah, because we want all of the transitions and the ands and the ofs, the conjunctions, everything.
Yeah, so when I learned sign, because if you guys take a look, I have like an earring in one. That's the ear I'm hard of hearing in. So like sometimes I'm tone deaf to things. So I was learning sign language that way, because at one point my hearing is going to go. I'm just doing prep work. Okay, I'm just planning ahead.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I was learning sign language, and of course, when I was talking to like other deaf people, it'd be like the store I go, right? So I'm going to the store, right? And I was like, oh, okay, you're going to the store, you're going to go get milk or whatever, right? And then because there's a thing, it's called like Deaf Night Out. So they all get together to sign and talk to each other. They're mostly bitching about hearing people. Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler.
I mean, I've been to a blind institute. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, and of course, like I'm just sitting there. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm hard of hearing. And of course, like me and the other hard of hearing people are like, yeah. But there was another person who showed up, and of course, when they were talking, they kept doing the thes and the I's, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, well, I'm signing. I was like, no, don't sign that way. It's like, you might as well walk around with a sign that says, hi, I hear, and I'm among you, and I want to talk to you.
Oh my goodness.
So that was a fun interaction. She did not appreciate me at all.
That's good to know though, because I would not have guessed that, because the amount of sign language I know is I used to know the whole alphabet. That's the extent of it, and I don't even know that much anymore. So that's a good tidbit to learn.
Yeah.
For those who want to learn ASL.
Yeah. Don't tell them how to sign either, because she started saying, it's like, oh no, you're supposed to use that, and they were like. Like, they're like, look, the hearing person's telling us how to talk, and I was like, can I have a margarita? It's like, if I'm gonna have a show, I want to drink too, okay? So anyway, not that y'all need to know that cultural reference, but it's there and it's fun.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get back on track and talk about goals some more, because I think it's Dal's turn. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, let's go.
Dal, I'm so sorry.
You're good. You're good. I'll just put us back on track.
No, I'm having fun. I enjoy these conversations. I mean, it's fun. So yeah, my goals for September and October. Brace yourself, because sleep. What is it? You slept too much during summer, right? Because depression is a thing. Well, autumn is coming, and you're gonna wake the fuck up, and you're gonna do all the crap that you were supposed to do in summer, and you're not doing it. Well, you're gonna do it now.
Buddy.
Yeah, here we go. It's like how a blind person likes to overwhelm herself. It just meet Dal, the blind alien who tries to be the same as humans, knowing that she can't, but she's gonna try. It's okay. Seriously talking now. There's a literary. I talked about this in a previous video that I have, but just for everybody who doesn't know that. There's a literary agent that I have on the radar. Yes, I am going traditionally publishing because I am poor, I'm blind, I'm in a foreign country, and I have no money to afford an editor and a cover artist and all that stuff that you can afford. I cannot afford. I have no money. I have no ways to get money. So I have to go traditional because it has to be that way. I hope it's clear. I'm never bashing indie authors. It's just that I cannot be an indie author because life. Anyway, there's a literary agent that I have on the radar. The queries from that agent open in October, and I'm like, yes, fix your book before October comes. So book one, the draft is ready. It has been edited before, but I feel like it's not ready. So I have been like gathering beta readers. I gather one, and I deeply appreciate it. I need more beta readers. I don't know where to find them because sci-fi, apparently nobody reads sci-fi. And I'm like, fuck, but I understand fantasy is really cool. I love dragons, but dude, anyone else read sci-fi here? No? No one? No? Okay.
I do.
I do. I don't. I have not signed up for beta reading. That's. I'm not a good beta reader. I'm not the beta reader you want.
I am not.
I'm really
I'm
bad
not the
with
best.
science because I used to teach science at one point. So every time I read a book and there's science in it, I'm kind of like, the moon's gravity doesn't work that way, bro. It's actually going to be this point. So when they jump from here, it's actually they're going to like have this arc and then land about approximately this far away. Yeah, I'm not.
I need you. So like I need you. No, because I'm not writing like a far distant future. I'm actually writing a story based in the 2060s and 70s. So yeah, pretty realistic. I'm not trying to predict the future because no, but I want it to be accurate. So sci-fi readers, please come and help me because I need sci-fi beta readers. And that's why I am being super specific now, precisely because I feel like my story is not exactly everybody's jam. And I feel like I have to be really specific. Like, guys, this is sci-fi. There's no magic. There's no dragons. There's no woohoo. There's no whatever you want. I try to be as accurate as I can. There's robotic voices, there's like a space station. If it's not your jam, I appreciate your willingness to help, but this is not, maybe this is not for you, and I understand it, and I still appreciate you, and I still love you. I write in other genres too, so later we can talk later. But yeah, so I need to find more beta readers, and I'm going to be editing along the way. I already got a little bit of feedback for chapter 1, which is usually what an agent looks in a query, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, chapter 20, most of it is just chapter 1.
Yeah, first 5 to 20 pages. Yeah, that's what they usually
Yeah, that's what they usually see. So I sent in my first 2 chapters to this beta reader, and there was feedback. So tomorrow is going to be like editing. No, tomorrow is YouTube video because Saturday, and then Sunday is going to be like heavy editing. I have a coffee shop that I'm going to go to because if I don't get out of the spaceship, I'm going to fall asleep. I know myself. So coffee shop it is. So beta readers in September, fix the book as much as I can because that literary agent I have on the radar is the only literary agent that was kind enough to specifically state that it's looking for characters with disabilities when it comes to diversity, because everybody when they say diversity, they refer to 2 things: skin color and LGBTQ. And I mean, I love both. I'm in both. I belong to both. But disability is like we don't exist. So when an agent is like, yeah, characters with disabilities, I'm like, I am the writer. I am the one. Take me. Take me. One of my protagonists is disabled. Of course, you are disabled. Of course, one of your protagonists is going to be disabled too. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. So yeah, I'm waiting for that agent. I'm super excited. Beta readers, editing book 1. Book 2 is on the back burner. And also 2 things to do in September. And I'm going to be joining your streams now that I know that I can, because that was the reason why I kind of ghosted you. I didn't mean to. It's just that Hangouts was gone, and I was like, can I do this? So yeah, now I know that I can, so I'm back. I'm going to use the streams if I can join you. If I don't have anything else getting in the way, I'm going to join to try to work on poems, because October is the month of poetry, and I still have 2 poems to work on. And it takes me forever because, there's no muse. I have to work on my poems. There's no muse involved this time. So I have to work on them and it's really hard. So 2 poems, and I'm going to be working on those 2 poems throughout the month of September, plus my book. And then when it comes to October, whoever is watching the live stream, which is not many people, but anyway, whoever is watching this live stream will catch this up later. October, Halloween, there's going to be a Halloween special thing going on my channel because I found a fellow author who's going to narrate with me. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day when I posted a thing on the AuthorTubes group that I was looking for a British narrator and blah, 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 blah. Well, I found one, and we are going to collab. Yeah, we're going to collab. There's a short story that I wrote, and I'm not going to throw that story into a contest or things that maybe my story is not going to be selected and I'm going to end up shelving my story. I don't want to shelve that story because it's really personal. And I feel like I really like that story. I'm proud of it. Some people have heard me talking about it before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a dual POV crime story. I'm going to publish it on my YouTube channel in audio format with this other narrator. That's why I was looking for a narrator. And I'm going to narrate one part, and this narrator is going to do the other character, and it's going to be a Halloween special. And yeah, that's how the poem, boom, story. It's like that's how the month of October is going to be on my channel. So yay for audio content, audio format. You know, it's a blind person. Of course, I'm going to benefit on audio. Yeah, that's my thing. And NaNoWriMo, the thing is, I want to do NaNoWriMo. I'm going to try because it's autumn and I'm not going to be as weak, physically speaking. I'm not going to be as weak as I was for Camp NaNoWriMo. I was really weak. But autumn/winter is my prime, and I want to do Nano. The thing is, I don't know what to do for Nano.
You got Preptober to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out something. I have videos planned for NaNoWriMo. I'm going to do something that's called NaNoWriMo, like because I'm going to make videos about like why am I doing this, or why do I like this character, or why I like to write about why I like to write about Iceland so much. Yeah, so there's a video coming up on Bjork's birthday for that.
Iceland's amazing. That's why.
No, there's more. so yeah, that's going to be for November, but I have to prepare during October for that. So that's my AuthorTube is gaining ground a little bit. So I'm going to make it even better. I'm going to be working on book 1, and if I can squeeze space for book 2 to finish book 2, then great. But that's just an afterthought because I go in order. But book 2 is almost done, so there's just the climax and the ending, which is always the hardest part of a book. So that's why I'm saying, okay, look, book 2 is almost done. So if you cannot get enough time to do that, then it's okay. Another thing that I have to work on very quickly, because it's Guy's turn, but I have to figure out a new platform for my website, or if I want a website after all. That ties back to what Amy was talking about, because I used to have a blog, but writing a blog is really hard for me, and I'm doing it through other social media platforms. I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I think that's enough. And for me, at least, what can I have on a website? I don't have a book published, and I cannot afford my hosting anymore. I had it for a year. I still have a website, but this is why I never promote it, because I know that my time is time is ticking out, and I have to find a new platform to at least have a free hosting website. Even I know it's cheap and I know it's not professional, but I don't even know if I need one. So these 2 months are going to be to figure out if I really restart my website somewhere else or what. I'm just in limbo with my website stuff. So I'm going to be thinking about that in the back of my head. Okay, you have to cancel your hosting subscription over there where you have it, and maybe buy your domain name. I think because that's cheap, I can do that. But hosting, I don't know. I will have to figure that out. Maybe I will turn onto Wix or Weebly or who knows. But whatever. But that's an afterthought. For now, the main goal is the book and my YouTube channel. Those are the 2 things that I'm gonna, and a short story with this mysterious author that some of you actually know.
Mhm.
I'm just not spoiling who this person might be, but some of you know him. Some of you do. So those are the goals. Dal is going to die again.
We don't know what sleep is. You know, you were talking about how a lot of books don't have representation for disability, and it got me like, I was like, wait, I've read these books. There's two that came to mind right away. I'll have to gift you one of them, but one is Eon, which has to do with like this woman who is pretending to be a guy in order to get like the honored dragon spirit. But in the story, she works with somebody that's basically like really physically disabled, and people underestimate him. He ends up like taking over this entire noble house. It's totally great. I loved reading it. And then
Nice.
yeah, and then in the book I'm reading right now, Nevernight, there's this guy. He's called he's the guy of songs, which is a nice way to say the guy of combat fighting. He's blind and somebody pisses him off, so he does like some magical kung fu stuff and chops off their arm. And I was just like, okay, don't fuck with the blind guy over there. I'll just be over here.
I am a peaceful alien. I don't destroy humans, but that sounds like fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a mute in there too, and then there's a lot of representation in that book now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, so that's actually my next drunk book review.
I need to talk with that literary agent. Who is that literary agent? Please privately message me who the crap is that person. I'm gonna query them right away.
I read the book. I don't know. I'm gonna mute myself.
All right. There's lots of conversation going on. Hi, very bad books. Triple B. I'm just gonna say Triple B because otherwise I'm just gonna stumble over that every time. There's lots of side conversation going on about she's got Carol in 3 different places talking to her. Fork. My favorite was this one. Where is it? Let me find the comment that made me laugh the hardest. Where is it? Now I can't find it. Where'd it go? There it is. Ha! I found it. Show it. There we go. Caroception. That was my favorite. Don't ask me why. All right. Now that was done.
Wait, we gotta do dog cameo. Ranger. Hi, Ranger. Hello.
Hi, Ranger.
Nobody would know that you have a record with the Humane Society, would they? No.
Funny criminal.
I'm a criminal, mama. Yeah.
It's not a stream with Carol without some dog appearances.
Yeah, I gotta do it. This is my selling point right now. Thanks for barking at me. Be my good boy.
Comments are going faster. Is he a German Shepherd?
Yeah.
Or is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's German.
For some reason, I thought he was a Malinois. Is that the one I'm looking for?
He's big enough to be one. Yeah, no, I jokingly say I could ride him into battle. He's like over 100 pounds, and it's not fat. Like, he's a big dog.
All right. Well, it is after 3, so I'm going to try and quickly go through my goals because I try to keep these around an hour long.
Oh, we did.
And then we'll do. No, we haven't gotten my goals yet. My goals are pretty simple. Most of them are transferred from last bi-monthly. So, like, I want to read 8 books. 2 of them have to be nonfiction. I want to work on the Damned and Dangerous series some more. My goal is to completely finish Damned and Desolate, fully edited, so it's ready to publish by the end of this month. And Damned and Dangerous, which was the first book, but is now the second book. Don't get me started on that. That's just confusing. By the end of October, I'm going to start on Modern Magic, which, if you were here for my stream that I did like half an hour before this one, because I was trying to test out whether StreamYard would actually work for me today, because my internet has been weird since the hurricane came through yesterday that turned into a tropical storm and then turned away from us and never even hit us. Yeah.
I know, right?
So I wanted to work on a couple of those stories for that. That's going to be for my newsletter. I wanted to finish my website, get all the stuff done on it so it can get up and running before the end of October, and get my newsletter sent out and test the automation sequence. Let's see. And the last goal I had was a bunch of YouTube stuff. I want to start doing blogs again. I did 2 of these I've already checked off because one says Scrivener Setup, which I did right before this stream, and the other one says bi-monthly stream, which is this stream right here that you're watching. So yay! Goals accomplished already. Woo!
Big
So-
check marks on that one.
Yeah. I'm doing the things, guys. I'm doing the things.
Thanks. Thank you.
So, yeah, that's all I got. That's pretty much it. I'm keeping it simple this time because I keep failing my goals. Maybe I'll actually get something accomplished this time.
Can you imagine what it's going to feel like when you actually accomplish 100% of your goals?
I will be so
Well,
excited. It's not even funny. That's my dream.
She's gonna be like, if I could do this much, I could do double this next month. And then,
And then cycle will pick it all over again.
yeah, pretty much. I've been there, done it. It's like I managed to do this all perfectly fine without having a mental breakdown. Let's double my workload next month, halfway through the month. That was a mistake. No.
I
It's gonna be
have
6 days in the woods now.
I have the tendency to do the opposite. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start small because I know that I am in a disadvantage here. So I have to, hey, stick to your ground, know your place, little alien. And then it's like, oh well, maybe I can include a little bit more. And then until I realize, okay, this is my limit, and then I will stop. So it's like I go gradual because I think this is what life is teaching me, is just like start small and then see where you're going and adjust accordingly. But it's still hard for me because I still don't always recognize my limits. And it varies because my physical health varies. So yeah, it's not easy. It's not so black and white when it comes to setting goals, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different for everybody. Like I was actually just talking to my friend Avarice because I recommended that he get it's called a self journal because he's the kind of person that has to write stuff on paper. And so I was like, well, get a self journal because that just has 3 big goals that you have to work on and you can just focus on that. So he got it, and then he was like, so I have the book, and I was like, well, have you opened the book? And he was like, no. I was like, okay, so first step, open the book.
See, I can't not do that. I have to open it and look through it the moment I get it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just it's one of those things that if you're not used to actually setting goals and you have to do it for the first time, it's really intimidating because one, if you don't typically do it, then trying to, set it up can be frustrating because again, like Amy was talking about, there's a difference between setting goals and making tasks. So like I was talking to him about that because he was telling me like, well, I'm going to do this and that and that and that. It's like, well, those are tasks. Those are not goals. What are you trying to accomplish with these things that you're doing? It's just, I've talked about this a lot, just.
You may have a video on it, just a little video.
I may have 3 videos about it. Just,
Links
Wendy
may or may not be provided in the description below.
yeah, you can find me.
Not yet, but it will be before the stream is over.
The thumbnail looks a lot like this.
Wendy said she had 6 items on her list and had 7 accomplished before the end of August. So
Oh, that's good.
Ooh,
that's good. That's good. That's awesome.
I had 6 items and I had 7.
Yeah, I did 7. Yep. That
Okay.
means an extra one was added. Carol, come on.
Okay.
Oh.
7 out of 5 people don't
She went above
understand
and beyond.
fractions.
I love that one that it's like there are 2 types of people in the world, and number 1 is like those who can extrapolate from limited data, and then there's no number 2. That was like one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Oh crap! Where's that? This is going too fast for me. Hold on.
Oh,
Alec mentioned setting up a 90 days goal for October, and if you do a video about that, let me know because I would love to learn more about that. Just because I'm curious. I like to see how different people do things. So
Yeah.
let's see. Oh, okay. That was backwards. Wendy had 7, accomplished 1 before the end of August.
Oh, I was just like overachiever over there. Like, damn, Wendy, I gotta come take notes from you.
Yeah.
Carol has
Same.
identified her competition.
Yeah. I'm like, what? There's another overachiever here. I can't take this. There should only be one that doesn't sleep, and it's me.
Soon it's gonna be me.
I can just picture Carol haunting your dreams. Like a cutting through. Lean towards the screen again, Carol. All the way in. There we go. That's the face of Carol when she sees another overachiever. You.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be like that. She's gonna see my face, and then it's gonna be like, you forgot one thing on your checklist.
I win. Hashtag I win.
Oh man.
This is why I'm not even trying to compete with you. I mean,
Oh man.
for what?
It's not a competition. It's not a competition, guys.
Come on.
Except maybe with yourself.
There can
Okay,
only be one stressed out writer. Only one stressed out writer. Okay.
Okay, let's see. And Alex said Heart Breathings did a bunch of videos on the 90-day goals, so I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, she does a lot. Yeah, she's really got that
Okay,
system.
I've never even heard of that person.
So I know her because she's got like this binder system set up, and she's so I'm OCD, right? So understand when I say that she's more OCD than I am when it comes to her binders.
Whoa.
They're color coded, and she's got one for everything. Like I was like, you got this system down, and you can keep it.
Wow. Okay then. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, she does a thing about oh god, I'm gonna mispronounce it. Is it a Kambachi board? I think she's got like a Kambachi board where she where she kind of talks about how she sets up goals that are personal, professional, and then something else. She does that. And she does it with sticky notes. So every time she finishes, she takes the sticky note off, which originally I was like, that's cool. I like that. But then my overhand fan like knocks all my sticky notes off. So I'm like, well, screw it. I'm done. Now I have more work because I have to clean up the sticky notes on my floor.
I think your eye is twitching, Carol.
Can't do it. No.
I'll have to check her out. Because this is the first time I'm hearing about this person. So
She is worth watching. She is definitely worth watching. Caro endorsed.
Put a stamp on it and everything.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we've been on for over an hour now, and we all talked about what we want to accomplish, what we did accomplish. What do you guys say about wrapping up and doing our outros?
If I say no,
Never.
I was about to say, like, what happens if I say no? Are you going to keep going live?
I'll keep talking, I guess. I will add this. If Sarah does not end up doing her stream tonight, since I have not had a stream for the past couple weeks, because I know I need to do some writing. I have not done any writing all week this week and half of last week. So I am all up for doing a stream. If Sarah does not end up having her stream tonight, her writing stream, I'll go ahead and do one. Just because I need to get some writing done if no one else does. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So join us.
Okay.
All right. I will go first because I went first last time. And I know you guys are afraid of the outro because it means things are over. It's coming to an end.
Jazz.
The cycle, the wheels turning. We're at another. All right. Anyway, my name is Carol Brown. I'm a fantasy author, writer for Otherworld Inc. and Through Faith Press. I'm the sassy one in this channel, and I wrote this book right here. It's called Queen of Swords and Silence. I'm pretty fond of it. I like it a lot. You can buy it on Amazon and Kindle, whichever one you prefer. I have a newsletter coming out at the end of this month, and I have another short story involved in that, hopefully. I'm actually doing the final edits for that to send it back, so that way we can move forward, and I can have it ready for y'all. So it's another story. That's me. I'm done.
Snowdrop! Sorry.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry.
I love that cover art so much.
You messaged me like when you got it, like hours before everybody else. It's like it's live. I'm like, there's still 4 hours. Like it's mine.
I know it. It's mine. I keep going back and rereading chapter 1 and have not gone any further, but I haven't read anything lately, so
Yeah.
I haven't read anything since what, July? Really?
I have not read that story. I read the book, so yeah, I already have my favorite character there. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just gonna say by Carol's book. I mean, it made this little alien cry at some point. Yeah, it's good.
She told me about it, and I was
Seriously.
She told me about it. In one hand, I was like, I'm sorry that you're crying, but I'm kind of happy that you're crying. Like, it's kind of a weird space for me to be in.
I have to be very clear. Caro's book is not in audiobook format, so I have to use this robotic voice reading to me with no inflections and blah 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 blah. It's not. If a book makes you cry in that state, it's gonna be freaking good. Like it is. I mean, you know, a writer is good if you're using this robotic assistive technology's voice that is not as good as a human voice to read, and the book still makes you feel emotions. You know the writer's doing something right. So yeah, buy Carol's book is good. I say so.
I understand how Sarah feels when we praise her now.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm like, I get it. No,
isn't it?
yeah. I'm like, I don't know what to say. Thanks.
It's okay.
Thanks, friend.
Who wants to go next? Who went first? Who went next last time? I don't even remember. Next.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I'm happy to be here and actually use the stream to actually set some goals because I never do, and that's why I have time management issues. So this was really nice to just keep myself accountable. Thank you very much for having me, humans. I am Dulce Silverino, the partially blind alien from a distant galaxy who is an own voices author. How blind is an author? I don't know. It happened, and here I am on Earth doing things that humans do. So yeah, I have a short story published in a disability and romance anthology. I wrote a romance. How is that even possible? I did. And I'm working on the next one. So yeah, just stay tuned if you want to hear more shenanigans about being blind and just having a laugh at a blind alien struggling with being an author. Yeah, you can check me out on my social media. I have YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and even Facebook. Website, as I said, I'm figuring it out. We will see. Maybe I will not have a website anymore. We will see. It depends on how life tells me what to do or not. But yeah, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here back in the live stream game. And I'll see you in the next one.
All right, Amy, your turn.
Okay. I am Amy Nobody. I am an SEO consultant. I can see Carrot's face already. Who does not have any social media, unlike all of these very intelligent, wonderful ladies that I'm joining. I just have Cthulhu madness. Oh man!
Okay.
One day I might succumb to the peer pressure, but I make no promises. Oh my God!
It's okay.
No.
Oh, don't worry. One day, it's on her goal. I know she didn't do it last time. That's fine.
Don't do it. No. Dragons and Cthulhu's. Oh man.
I got some other stuffed animals. Hold on.
Yeah, no, I would. Hard pass. I like stuffed animals.
I don't think the Lord of Madness is doing it for you. And since you live out in the woods, maybe an owl will do it for you.
Oh,
It's Owlet. Or,
Yes.
Owlet. I believe that's it.
My favorite attack.
the swivel of shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I forgot my train of thought.
No. You don't have any social media, even though you're an
Or a
SEO
website.
consultant. Yeah.
Yes.
I've got this memorized now.
It's pretty simple. I don't got a lot going on as far as the internet knows. I have joined this writer tribe because I am working on my second rough draft of my first fiction book, and I came here. I started setting goals with Sky and everything to try to incorporate becoming a writer into the rest of my life. And yeah, so thank you for having me. And I'll see you again in roughly 8 weeks.
Roughly.
Roughly.
If the internet will work.
About then. Yeah, about then.
Something like that. All right. And I am Sky. I typically write paranormal romance under the name SD Haggis. And if this is your first time on this channel, welcome. We have lots of fun as we write all of the words and shame each other in our goals every couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, we'll do this again in 2 more months. And let's see, November? Yeah, November.
Yep.
And that's all I've got. I don't have any works published right now. My website's not currently running because it's being updated with lots of random shenanigery. And there's a child behind me. Oh my god! I will answer questions in about 5 more seconds. Let me end this stream first, okay? Okay, cool. This is my oldest, and that's my youngest. The door is on that side behind me, so yeah. Eventually, I'll figure out when they come into the room, and now they're trying to listen through my headphones. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up then. And yeah, I got nothing else. Like I said before, if Sarah doesn't end up doing a live stream tonight, it will be shifted if she does, because she's going to see It Chapter 2. And if she doesn't host one at all, I'll go ahead and host one since I've missed the past couple of weeks and get some writing done. So, yay. All right, guys, let's wrap this up, and we will see everyone next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.